Hello there, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Vungo presenting you today top stories as usual.
Seven years as a reliable news source. And later on, Vietnam's banh mi added to Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized the importance of planning work at a meeting of an evaluation council for the National Master Plan in 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050 in Hanoi on September 14th.
He noted that it's the first ever national master plan which concretized the orientations outlined by the 13th National Party Congress and other documents of the party's Central Committee. Therefore, the master plan must clearly identify the country's distinctive potential, opportunities, and competitive edges, thus working out suitable solutions to optimize all resources, the government leader said. He also underlined the feasibility of the master plan, adding that for the reason, the evaluation of the draft master plan is all the more important. The Evaluation Council for the National Master Plan in 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050 was set up under the Prime Minister Decision 965 with Deputy Prime Minister Lê Văn Thành as its chairman. The National Master Plan is the first of its kind drafted in accordance with the 2017 planning law. It's expected to concretize the national strategy for socio-economic development in 2021 to 2030.
Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn is on a visit to New Zealand. We joined him to see how his trip is processing.
Vietnamese Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn met with Speaker of New Zealand's House of Representatives Adrian Rudawe on September 14th. During the meeting, Rudawe said the Parliament of New Zealand attaches great importance to Vietnam and will actively push ministries, sectors and localities to expand cooperation with the Southeast Asian nation. Sơn said Vietnam always opens its doors to foreign trade and investment and tourism, including New Zealand. The Vietnamese officials addressed to the government and House of Representatives of New Zealand create conditions for the Vietnamese community to stably live in and integrate into the host country's society and make it easy for Vietnamese students to study in the country after the COVID-19 pandemic. Sơn said the two sides should further promote people-to-people exchange and tourism cooperation by soon resuming direct flights between two countries.
As part of his trip to Vietnam, Singaporean Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat visited the southern industrial hub of Bình Dương on September 14.
Singaporean Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat, who is also coordinating Minister for Economic Policies, visited Vietnam-Singapore Industrial Park, during which he hailed VSIP as the most successful model in Vietnam-Singapore partnership. Chairman of the People's Committee of Bình Dương spoke highly of contributions of Singaporean investors, including the VSIP joint venture, to the socio-economic development of Bình Dương, expressing his hope that more Singaporean businesses will invest in the province. Among the 65 countries and territories investing in Bình Dương, Singapore ranks third with 277 projects worth $5.4 billion.
The 54th ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting and related meetings officially opened in Siem Reap, Cambodia on September 14. Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyễn Hồng Diên led the Vietnamese delegation to the event.
Reviewing common difficulties due to COVID-19 of the past 2 years, Cambodian Prime Minister Thecho Hun Sen underlined that efforts and priorities of the ASEAN Chair in 2022 is to ensure the efficiency of the association in response to relevant challenges and risks, especially in speeding up the economic recovery in a sustainable and comprehensive manner. The Cambodian leader also reiterated the idea of establishing an ASEAN Green Agreement that he raised at the 55th ASEAN Foreign Minister meeting last month in Phnom Penh, asserting that the deal would help the region step by step head to a sustainable future and higher economic competitiveness. The Asean Economic Ministers meeting and related meetings will take place until September 18th, focusing on regional growth and post-pandemic economic recovery and trade partnership with leading economies.
Vietnam attended the 51st session of the United Nations Human Rights Council. We have details in the following report.
Acting High Commissioner for Human Rights Nada al-Nashif delivered a report on the world's human rights situation. She called on countries to intensify coordination at multilateral forums, enhance political commitments to implementing international human rights standards, and uphold the role of international conventions and mechanisms. Ambassador Lê Thị Tuyết Mai, permanent representative of Vietnam to the UN, the World Trade Organization, and other international organizations in Geneva, attended the opening ceremony.
We have more news coming up next. Let's take a look.
The Republic Korea's helicopter training ship SOKS Hansando and fast combat support ship SOKS Dieng Chong anchored at Ho Chi Minh City's port on September 14th, beginning their 4-day friendly visit to the city. The visit is an activity in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the two countries' diplomatic ties and will contribute to promoting the bilateral friendship. During their stay, 470 Korean officers and crew members are expected to visit several agencies and units of the Vietnam Navy to exchange views on security and defense industrial cooperation and to seek measures to strengthen friendship between two navies.
On September 15, 1945, the Vietnam News Agency, known as VNA, aired the full text of the Declaration of Independence, telling the world that Vietnam had become an independent nation. That day also marked the birth of the country's only national news agency.
Chính phủ lâm thời của nước Việt Nam Dân Chủ Cộng Hòa trân trọng tuyên bố với thế giới rằng nước Việt Nam có quyền hưởng tự do và độc lập, và sự thật đã thành một nước tự do độc lập.
On September 15, 1945, the Vietnam News Agency, or VNA, aired the full text of the Declaration of Independence, telling the world that Vietnam had become an independent nation. That day also marked the birth of the country's only national news agency. Throughout the past 77 years, VNA's contribution to the national has been unparalleled. During wartime, VNA reporters were on the front lines, bringing news to the nation. Today, VNA has evolved into a fast-paced and modern news organization. It has over 30 overseas bureaus and 63 on home soil. VNA has maintained its role as an official media organization and a reliable information center for the party and the state. It has unveiled a variety of new, advanced, and multimedia products to meet customer demand and demand from the general public. It has a strong presence on social networks, engaging a wide range of readers. VNA has promptly adopted policies and measures to change amid new circumstances.
Leaders from the Vietnam News Agency has issued a host of documents and decisions on improving personnel capacity and facilitating digital transformation. These documents have a significant role in creating a solid foundation for VNA to make strides forward during this era of digital transformation.
VNA has also focused on capacity building and developing a team of journalists who are both professionally skilled and politically shrewd.
Staff at VNA continually strengthen their political mettle and develop their work ethic while using modern technologies in reporting to deliver high-quality news products.
VNA has also gained international recognition as a leading national news agency in the region. It has partnered with more than 40 news agencies and international press organizations. VNA is also among the executive board members of the Organization of Asia-Pacific News Agencies. The Ministry of Public Security has directed the Vietnam Immigration Department and other agencies abroad to print the information on place of birth in the annotation section of the new passports from September 15.
The move aims to create favorable conditions for Vietnamese citizens to enter other countries, as recently several countries suspended the issuance of visas to holders of the new Vietnamese passport due to a lack of the birthplace information. The ministries will submit to the government and the National Assembly Standing Committee a report on resolutions to include birthplace information into all of the Vietnamese passports. It also gives specific guidelines for the holders of the new passports to get the place of birth information added to their passports. The new Vietnamese passports have been in use since the 1st of July this year.
Members of the Vietnam Automobile Manufacturers Association, or VAMA, logged the August vehicle sales at over 30,800, a month-on-month increase of 2% and a year-on-year surge of 247%.
VAMA reported on September 13 that, of the total, the sale of passengers and special purpose vehicles expanded by 9% and 21% respectively, while that of commercial vehicles saw a decrease of 20% compared to the previous month. Insiders said the 247% surge was understandable because this time last year saw many provinces and cities implementing social distancing to help control the COVID-19 epidemic. During the January to August period, VAMA's members sold a total of 262,940 vehicles, up 50% year-on-year. Toyota Vietnam topped the list of sellers in August with nearly 6,800 units. It was followed by Hyundai, Kia Vietnam, Mitsubishi Vietnam, Mazda, and VinFast.
The Go Bong Festival of the Kinh ethnic group at the Tân Khai Temple Relic Site in Huen Quang District, Binh Phuoc Province, has been recognized as a national intangible heritage by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism.
The Go Bong Festival dates back to the late 19th century and early 20th century, and is associated with the establishment of the god-worshipping temples and agricultural production activities of the Kinh ethnic group in Binh Phuoc. Following exploration and settlement, the Kinh people has spread their tradition of worshipping Thanh Hoang, which refers to the god enshrined in each village communal temple. The gods are believed to guard the village against disasters and bring its fortune. The festival reflects the dreams and aspirations of the Kinh people since their early arrival in the new land, and presents an opportunity to link the community together to overcome any obstacles during establishment and development. The recognition was announced by the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee on September the 30th.
Merriam-Webster, the leading U.S. language provider, has recently added the world-famous Vietnamese baguette bánh mì to its dictionary.
As languages evolve and get more frequently adopted by other countries, Merriam-Webster regularly adds new words to its language information platform. In September, Merriam-Webster announced that it officially added 370 new words, including bánh mì. The dictionary defines bánh mì as a usually spicy sandwich in Vietnamese cuisine, consisting of a split baguette filled typically with meat, such as pork or chicken, a pick of vegetables, such as carrot and daikon, and garnished with cilantro and often cucumbers. Pho, considered the most famous Vietnamese cuisine, was added to the dictionary in 2014.